Are you a homeschooler who also has a business at home, or you're working from home, or you want to start a business and you're wondering, how am I going to fit this all in? Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about just that. Hey guys, it's Vani from Mrs. Mom's Homeschool, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am a homeschooling mom since 2012, and I make videos to help you on your homeschooling journey. And today we're talking about homeschooling and the work at home mom, also with some job ideas for you at the end of this video. So make sure you watch all the way to the end. So homeschooling, it's tough in itself. Now you add the fact that you are living on one income, and sometimes it's just not enough. You may be needing to find yourself picking up some working hours at home, or you may be wanting to start a business, or maybe you just have a hobby that you want to turn into a business, or maybe you want to dabble into YouTube or do something like this. How can you manage homemaking, homeschooling, and working from home? Well, today I hope to give you some tips to figure it all out. First, you want to make sure that you are in a stage of life where this is able to happen. If you're in a stage of life where you just took on some big responsibility, like maybe you have a parent that just started living with you, or somebody in your family is ill, or maybe you have a newborn baby, you might want to wait until the hectic part of your life is over in order for you to be able to start something like a new business. You want to be sure that you are able to handle it in this stage of life that you are in. You don't want to bite off more than you can chew. The next tip is to have structured morning and evening routines. And I don't mean just for yourself, I really mean for your children, because you need some downtime to yourself to be able to focus on your work. Now, if you're a morning person, you're going to want to wake up before the kids wake up and get your work done in the early morning hours. But if you're a night person, you want to make sure that the kids are in bed by a certain time so you can have some time to work in the evening. So whether you're a morning or night person, that's up to you. Just having a structured routine for yourself in the morning, if you're an early bird, we can get up and make the most of those morning time before the kids wake up, or a structured bedtime routine for your kids if you're a night person, to make sure that they are in bed and asleep and not bugging you when it's time for you to do your work. My next tip is to make the best use of screen time. If you are a family who has screen time or has limits to screen time, if you don't have any limits to screen time, then just let them have their screen time, because you're definitely going to get a lot done during that time. However, if you're a person who does have screen time limits, then you want to save their screen time for the time when you are able to work during the day. So let's say you've done school and you've done some chores during the school day, and then let's say you're done school at 2, and then from 2 to 3 is your work time. You can set an hour of screen time for your kids while you are working for that 1 hour uninterrupted, in addition to working in the morning and in the evening, in the morning or in the evening, or you can do morning and evening. A couple of other ways to squeeze work into your lifestyle is working on the go. Are you going somewhere that has a 20-minute or longer drive and your husband's driving? This is a perfect time to go through your phone, and there's plenty of apps that you can write down all your ideas and scripts or whatever it is that you're working for. You can do most of the things from your phones, because smartphones nowadays are like little computers. If you're doing a social media job like YouTube, this is the perfect time to answer comments or go through your Facebook groups and search for different topics, or whatever it is that you're trying to do. You can do it during these car rides, obviously, when you're not driving. You can also use the time when your kids are at co-op. So in our homeschool co-op, we have the option to either help out or to buy out and have the whole day free. So if you're able to buy out of the co-op and not have to be there, this is the perfect time for you to just spend the whole day getting a lot of work done. However, if you need to be there or you want to be there on site, you can take advantage of the time that your kids are in classes and work out at the tables from the co-op. You could also do this during sporting practices or class practices that the kids may have. And another thing you can do is have play dates where a child is dropped off at your home and your kids are occupied playing together, and you don't have to do so much to entertain them. You can use that time to work in a place where the kids are going to be. Let's say you're working out of the kitchen while your kids are running back and forth into the bedroom, prepare them a snack, but most of the time they're occupied, and that gives you a lot more time to work as well, as long as the parents are not there, because then you have to entertain them. Let's talk about multitasking. Multitasking is definitely a way you can get some work hours into your day. Now, I'm not talking about homeschooling and working. I really suggest that when you homeschool, and when you work, you're not working and homeschooling at the same time. Because when you're homeschooling, you want to have your full focus on your kids and your attention on them. It cuts out any short-temperedness from you. It cuts out rushing, you having to rush because you're trying to get, your work done. So yes, focus on homeschool when you're homeschooling. When I'm homeschooling and I try to fit in work, I get all into what I'm doing with the work, and then homeschooling kind of takes a back burner, and then I kind of just like, okay, we'll just finish this tomorrow. So I suggest that you just focus on homeschool during that time and then schedule in other times to work. However, multitasking is good when you're doing other things like cooking. If you're cooking a meal, it's like a lot of the time you're just waiting by the stove or waiting by the oven. You can take your laptop, you could be working there. You could also do some self-development by listening to audiobooks or YouTube videos that are going to help you grow, or maybe some videos on Skillshare while you're folding laundry or doing the dishes or cleaning the house. So you can multitask in those ways. Another idea is to streamline your work and homeschool. What I mean by that is try finding a business that you can use your homeschooling in. In that, I'm going to give you some ideas that you can do for work that also involves your homeschooling. So you're kind of doing 2 for 1. So here are some ideas of how you can streamline your homeschooling work and have some work at home opportunities. One of the jobs you can do is teach at a homeschool co-op. Do you have some sort of expertise that you're able to share with children? Or maybe you are good with a certain age group. Maybe you are good with a certain subject and you can teach the children at your homeschool co-op and they can pay you for it. So that's one of the jobs that I do, where I teach 3 classes at our homeschool co-op once a week. And in teaching those classes, sometimes these are lessons that I have taught my own child, or I'll teach the lessons, create the lessons for the co-op, and then I'll do the same science class at home for my daughter. If you like the idea of teaching, you can also consider tutoring. Tutors make a lot of money. You can tutor kids after school, you can tutor kids at the library, you can tutor kids online if you set up a tutoring business for yourself. Another thing you can do is blogging, where you're writing about your homeschool experience or every expertise. This, however, does take a while before you start making money. The same thing with YouTube. You can have a YouTube channel. You can get paid in products by making reviews of different homeschool curriculum and get some of your homeschooling things for free. That's what I did when I first started this channel. I was making videos and I was getting all of my homeschooling needs met by making videos of people's products. After that, when you have a certain amount of views on your channel, you not only get paid by YouTube for advertising, you can also set up an Amazon affiliate link where you're promoting certain products. You can get paid for that, but you can also start charging people for each video that you make for their brand. Another thing you could do for at-home business is a multi-level marketing business. Now, I know a lot of people think, oh, it's a pyramid scheme, but you guys, this isn't true. Multi-level marketing businesses, MLMs, can be a great source of income. And there are some real legit businesses out there that you guys can try. You can do Usborne books. Usborne books, you can get all kinds of free books for your homeschool. And then you can actually sell the books yourself as well. I have a friend who does great business selling Usborne books. You can also do Plexus. Plexus is what I do as my MLM on the side. And these are products that are gut health products. And it's something that you need as a mom, as a person, or anybody, any illnesses that you have is, your gut health is super important. So this could be something else. And if you're interested in that, check out my link in the description below. You could do Scentsy, the wax warmers. That's another MLM type thing that you can do. So there's tons of different things out there that you could find that if you really work hard towards any of these businesses, you could really rise to the top. And I have friends who have earned Lexuses in 5 years of doing their MLMs and have quit their jobs. Their husbands have quit their jobs and they're both doing MLMs and they're doing fantastic. They've paid off their houses and they're doing great doing MLM. If you put the work into anything, you will get rewarded for it. Another thing you can do is Etsy. Are you crafty? Do you make things? Anything? You can open up an Etsy shop and make some products to sell on the side as well as you can sell things on Amazon or even on your blog. Like if you create your own curriculum at home, you can create curriculum to sell on your blog. You can create curriculum to sell on Teachers Pay Teachers. That's another income that I have. I make worksheets for my homeschool co-op or lessons for them. And then I sell them on my Teachers Pay Teachers website. And then sometimes I make a video for them for you guys. So talk about streamlining your businesses. You can mix a whole bunch of these ideas together. And that will cut down on your work time because you're already doing one thing. You're just putting it into different types of businesses. Other ways that you can teach, there's a app called Skillshare where you can go on and you can teach adults how to do something and you can get paid for making those videos. You also have that other website where you can teach children different classes online and teach them lessons that you might teach at a homeschool co-op. You can teach them online to kids live using your cell phone. You could also babysit other people's kids, whether they're little and you babysit them during the homeschool day, but you need to make sure that if you're babysitting kids during the homeschool day that are young, that you are in a place in your homeschool where you have everything down packed, your kids are all scheduled and routined and structured, and you're able to focus your attention on a younger child. Otherwise, forget that idea. But that is definitely something else that you could do if your homeschool is where you need it to be. You could also open up a home daycare. You could even homeschool someone else's child. Depending on your laws and regulations, you are able to offer some services to help homeschool someone else's child. So these are all the different ways that I know that you can make money as a homeschooling mom. You can do your research on all of them, and if you put work into any of these things, you could definitely supplement your lost income. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that I was able to help you with some of these ideas and tips. And let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.